Good morning, everyone. My name is Malavika. I'm a student of Asia Mercantile and Maritime Academy. This mail reading session is a part of our online education, and my topic for today is the war correspondent walking the world. So, Paul Salopek, who is a journalist who has won two Pulitzer Award and is a National Geographic Fellow, is actually walking across the world trying to retrace human migration that had happened around 50,000 and 80,000 years ago. His mission is actually to walk from Ethiopia to all the way to Argentina. He had started this journey in January of 2014, and he has to walk across almost 36 countries, passing from Ethiopia, Asia, the Silk Road, India, China, and the west coast of North America and South America before he finally ends up in Argentina. This is actually part of his project called as Out of Eden Walk. With this project, he actually wants to gather information about the different places. He wants to understand about the human migration that happened and how the people living in Ethiopia actually decided to move away from Ethiopia and populate the rest of the world. He wants to be able to tell the story in a slow manner, as it was has our ancestors used to tell stories. See, currently in our world, we have access to the internet. So the moment get an information from someone, we're sharing that information to our family, our friends, we're posting it on social media sites. Even before our body can fully comprehend that information, we're sharing it to other people. Salopek wants to actually gather the information, fill in the blanks of the information, get as much as in this information, shares it with the public. He also wants the public to process the information fully. So what he's doing is he's conducting a slow journalism. He gathers the information, he slowly he publishes to the public instead of giving everything together at the same time. Salopek also has walking partners, companions that are walking with him from different backgrounds. He has Ethiopian camel pastoralists, American paleontologists, Indian writers, Georgian high school students, retired Saudi army officers, and Turkish landscape photographers. So he even has women in his team. He's saying that having different people from different perspective and also having women on his team has helped him gather different points of view and different perspectives to the various stories and information that he's able to gather from his walk. Salopek also documents all this information on a weekly or fortnightly basis. He also records milestones where he records the 100 miles that he walks. He has also recorded narrative maps, videos, photographies, and he has also conducted slow journalism workshops with his team along the way. Salopek also says that he's realized he's a very privileged nomad. He is an American, he's white, he's male, he has access to a viable passport, and he also has institutions such as National Geographic backing him up and his project. But there's not the same case for many migrants. Many migrants, they are fleeing from their country because they're war refugees or economic migrants, or they are trying to move away from the destruction of climate crisis. Salopek has currently covered 12,000 kilometers and he's stuck in Myanmar due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to the pandemic, the Myanmar government has actually closed down the borders of the country, so no one can enter the country, nor they can leave the country. So Salopek is actually waiting for the pandemic to be over so he can continue with his journey. But during his stay in Myanmar, he has realized that the people of Myanmar are very cautious about the pandemic. They realize the extent of how the pandemic will harm them, how the pandemic is impacting the rest of the world, but at the same time they are able to conduct their own work. Their farmers are conducting agriculture. There are lorries that are bringing in food to the villages and taking away timber and fish to be sold elsewhere in the country. He realizes that the people of Myanmar are also very resilient. They have a very good immunity against the pandemic. They're able to, maybe it's because of their culture, of their traditions, of their history, but the people are able to fight off the pandemic in a positive manner. Salopek has also walked for 4,000 kilometers along the Ganges and Brahmaputra River in India. This was actually a 16-month walk. During this time, he has actually realized that the people in India are very welcoming. Many of the villages are very ready to welcome them into their houses to provide them with food and water. Even he has noted that farmers are leaving clay pots on the roadsides for pedestrians to drink water from. And he has also noted that there are many places that still have dharmashalas, which is actually a place for travelers to rest in. Another thing he's noted with India is there are many major rivers and minor rivers that are running through India. But at the same time, India is facing a water calamity. there's water shortage and water pollution happening, which is affecting many households from receiving good drinking water. He has understood that the people, they realize that there's a water calamity. The people of India know that there's an issue, but they're not able to understand the extent of the issue, which is stopping them from tackling the issue and coming up with a good way to solve this problem. Even the government of India is not able to understand the extent of the issue. The government is actually following 19th century British plans to reroute the river in order to solve this issue instead of coming up with new better plans. Salopek also mentioned that he is facing many hardship in following this migration step, but the hardships are very different from what the first human migrate. He's mentioned that it's actually very different from what the first human people actually faced during their migration. So what they faced were problems of deserts, crossing oceans, and ice caves. What he's facing is political borders. He's not able to move from one country to another country without getting permission from the government and getting a visa. Due to this, he is not able to enter Iran and Turkmenistan, which are the two major countries for the migration of the humans. They also have very deep history and culture about the first human migration. Salopek also says that by walking across the world, by waking up one day in a new place in different areas, he's able to get a deeper understanding of human life. He says that there is something peaceful about not knowing where you're going to end up sleeping the following night, but only knowing the direction that you're going to be walking in. That is all about my topic. Thank you.
Very good. Well presented, Malavika.